Okay. So hello everyone. My name is Ved Fovkar. I got a score of 115 on 115 MHCET 2022 and secured a rank of 13. So today, on behalf of the National Law Training Institute, I'm here to talk about the MHCET Law examination, which will be held in the either the month of February or in the month of March or April this year. Okay, so what is the MHCET Law Entrance Examination? So it is an entrance examination conducted by the government of Maharashtra for the courses of 5-year LLB and 3-year LLB. It's conducted by the State Common Entrance Test Cell, Government of Maharashtra. The website is given here, and the application. Okay, the test it is an online based test, unlike CLAT, AILET. It is not a paper based test, it's an online based exactly like SLAT, LSAT. There will be 150 questions which you will have to do in a total of 2 hours, and then the application fee will be around 800 to 400. So like we know, CLAT has a few, maybe 1,000 seats, or exactly 1,000 seats. ALET has 47 seats, so not all aspirants can get through from either CLAT or ALET. So they have to resort to other law entrance examinations. And MHCT is a very important examination, and which I can say does come after CLAT and ALET in the ranking, in the importance of those examinations. And through MHCT, these are the top 10 law colleges where you'll get admission. Government Law College, Mumbai; ILS, Pune; Praveen Gandhi College of Law, Mumbai; University of Law, Mumbai Academy, Mumbai; Navalmal Firodia, Pune; MKES College of Law, Mumbai; Rizvi Law College, Mumbai; KES Shri Jayantilal Patel, Mumbai; Nathmal Goenka Law College, Akola; Advocate Bala Sahib Apte Law College, Mumbai. So let's talk about the paper format. We have 150 questions, each question containing 1 mark with no negative marking. Yes, we don't have any negative marking in the paper, and this is the reason that aspirants should attempt all 150 questions. And if you're not able to solve those questions, you have to fluke in this examination. You will have to attempt the paper in a time of 2 hours exactly. It's an online based test, so then the paper gets submitted on its own. The exam mode will be online. So legal aptitude and legal reasoning will have 40 marks. English will have 30 marks. General knowledge and current affairs will have 30 marks. Logical and analytical reasoning will have 40 marks. Mathematical aptitude will have 10 marks. So let's talk about the legal section. So the legal section is your basic, whatever you have studied for CLAT and ALET. The legal section will be based about that, around that. But here we do not have. We also have static legal questions being asked in MHCT examination. We have a mix of legal aptitude, legal reasoning, and static legal GK questions being asked. So here you can study torts law, contract law, criminal law. You can study about the Indian Constitution. And this subject will test the candidate's interest towards study of the law. It's going to test your legal knowledge, your general static knowledge. It's going to test your problem solving ability. And then there will be principal fact based questions also, and there will also be questions, a single answer based questions. And then you'll have to, it is basically like the ALET pattern where you'll have to look at the principle, look at the facts, and then solve the question. And for this section, if you're finding it difficult, I mean, you should be able to do it, at least score around 30 35 marks in this section. But um If you're finding it difficult, I think I can suggest the AP Bharadwaj book to you guys. That book is going to be really helpful in attempting the legal section of the paper. Now we come to general knowledge and current affairs. So this section okay, this section is by far the toughest section of the paper because they can ask you anything from under the sun. So it is not like CLAT. The CLAT and GK and CLAT is also unpredictable nowadays, but this is on another level. They're going to ask you static legal GK questions. They can ask you questions related to your current affairs. They can ask you anything under the sun. So they will have history, they will have geography based questions, they will have general science based questions, economics based questions, they will have civics, important days based questions, current affairs, awards, government schemes, important appointments. So they will have all of this. And for I think for this section, if you're finding it difficult to cope up with this section, you can, I mean, Drishti IS, the website would do, but if you're finding, if you need additional sources, I think you can refer to the GK Today PDF, and NLTI will also soon be launching its own GK compendium, so you guys can refer to that as well. English. So this I I think is the easiest section of the paper. This section will consist questions on the areas like vocabulary, proficiency in English language, substitution, sentence improvement, English usage errors, spotting errors, inappropriate usage of words, spelling mistakes, English comprehension, reading comprehension, grammar. So this section can be prepared with the help of a book called Renan Martin. Renan Martin, the English book, wherein I think all of this will get covered in that. And in this paper, I think knowing your synonyms, antonyms, and your grammar become very important because unlike CLAT and AILET, this is more of a, I'll not say this is more of a, it's not a logic based section. This is more of a know the answer, do it question. You don't have to read a passage here and then mark the answer here. So don't worry if you don't have English language proficiency, you'll still be able to do very good in this section because this section does not contain either logical reasoning or critical reasoning or any inference assumptions, none of that. It's only common grammar based, synonym based, all your school level questions here. So now we come to logical reasoning. I think this is a moderate level section in the paper. Here, I think they ask they can ask anything here, right from coding, decoding, blood relations, puzzle test, direction, sense test, series completion, analogy. So this section is a combination of critical reasoning and analytical reasoning. In critical reasoning, they can ask you about assumptions, statement conclusion, forcefulness of arguments, evaluating inferences, syllogisms. So in this section they can ask you everything right from any critical reasoning question to any analytical reasoning question, and this is also a very scoring section. And I'd suggest the book of MK Pandey for law. MK Pandey's analytic, I mean, verbal reasoning, I suppose. MK Pandey's verbal reasoning for this section, and if you practice that, I think this section will be a piece of cake for you guys. So maths, again, we've come to the most controversial section for any law entrance examination. So maths here is for 10 marks, but in an examination like MHCET, you cannot lose out on those marks because, as you've seen historically, the cutoffs have been exceptionally high. In 2021, also the cutoffs it went to 126 on 150, and for Maharashtra students it was around 116 and 150. So you cannot afford to lose marks in this examination. And then the thought of not appearing for maths or leaving this section in its entirety, it cannot cross your mind because it's a very important section. It's a very scoring section. This section can, I think, decide if you get in the top 3 or 4 law colleges or not. So we have profit and loss, speed and distance, time and work, algebra. We have Venn diagrams, we have averages, we have percentages. We have all of this for the math section. It's a general CLAT based maths. So if you've practiced enough in CLAT, I think we yeah, I think you can do this easily. Also, these questions are more like the ALET 2019 pattern, 2020 pattern, because they are standalone maths questions. They are not passage based questions, data interpretation like CLAT has been asking. These are standalone math questions which you will have to do. Each question is going to be different. For this, I suggest you can either use the book of 18 Days Wonder by S. Chand, or you can use R.S. Agarwal, the book, Big Book. But it's fine if you can revise every day. You can revise the formulas every day. You can practice every day. And I think you have to practice maths for at least 1 hour every day now that 4 to 5 months are remaining for the examination. So all of you all will, I think most of you all are freshers. So you will have board examinations upcoming in the same month. So if you think if you're very occupied with your board examinations, what you can do is you can study current affairs for 1 to 2 hours. If nothing else, because it's the most important section. This section also decides whether you'll make it to the top 3 4 colleges or not. You can give 1 hour to any one subject. You can give it to either legal reasoning, logical reasoning, English, or JK, and pick up easy topics from the books I just mentioned. You can start picking up easy topics from those books, and you can start doing them. And I think 1 to 2 hours to current affairs is a must, because they're very unpredictable in this section. They can ask everything right from under the sun. So 2 hours current affairs daily. Given that given that all aspirants who didn't get through CLAT and AILET will solely be preparing for MHCET, I think LSAT and SLAT. So they will be preparing for these entrance examinations vigorously. So I think the competition is bound to increase this year, and thus I think you have to increase your study time, or making it to the top 2 or 3 colleges is going to be difficult. To us to current affairs, like I said, from you can study from either GK today, and LTI is coming up with its own compendium. You can study from there. You can also study from the Drishti IS um, website. So the sequence of the subjects in which you can study every day. So if you're a dropper, double dropper, I think you should put in at least uh 6 to 7 hours every day. And if you're a fresher, you also have to put in 6 to 7 hours every day. But given your rigid board examination schedule, you can manage it. You can put around 3 to 4 hours every day. So yes, study current affairs for 2 to 3 hours every day. Logical reasoning, you can do important topics only. This is for the board people who are board examinations. Else, people who are People who have a lot of time on their plate, they can do the entire logical reasoning section. Because again, like I said, it's a very unpredictable examination. They can ask everything under the sun. Legal aptitude, reasoning plus GK. There are a lot of static legal GK questions in this examination. Reading comprehension. So this, they won't ask lengthy passage based reading comprehension. They will ask you questions more like the ALET ones. They're going to ask, and these will be in a lesser margin and a lesser number. They will ask you. They can ask you assumptions, inferences, um, and all of those type of allied questions, conclusions, strengthening argument, weakening argument. They can all ask you all of those questions. Grammar becomes very important in this examination, because in the English section, like I said, grammar is given a lot of importance. Also, what you can do is, synonyms and antonyms are very important, and also figures of speech. You have to learn all the figures, or at least the major figures of speech, because that is majorly being asked in this examination. Also, you have to also learn idioms. So idioms are the phrases, you have to like raining cats and dogs, those kind of phrases. So you have to learn the idioms, also the major ones. And if you and while you're reading a book, reading a newspaper, doing any activity, if you come across any idiom, you can jot it down in your notebook and write the meaning of the idiom. That'll be very helpful for you guys. Now we come to maths. Now this section also, if you're weak in maths, you can give it at least 2 to 3 hours a day. And I think if maths is your strong point, you can give it like half an hour to 1 hour daily. And all of those concepts and all formulas should be very clear to you guys in this section. Go to the next one. So now 3 to 4 months are left for the exam. All those, so earlier in 2000, in 2020, 21, 22, CLAT was being held and MHCET was being held way after CLAT. So the people who would get through CLAT, they would go, and then the people who would get through AILET and all LSAT, SLAT, all of those individuals, they would go to their respective colleges. MHCET would begin very late. So there was a better chance of getting into the top 5 law colleges in these years. But now, as CLAT and AILET have been conducted in the month of December itself, it's going to get way harder for you to secure a good rank in the MHCET 2023 examination, considering the number of people who will sit for the examination is bound to increase. Also, it is being held earlier this year in the month of April, March, or April. So there is going to bound to be a lot of competition, and the people who couldn't clear CLAT and all those who secured lower tiered NLUs would be participating rigorously in this particular examination, as we can say, the top 2 to 3 law colleges under MHCT, they're better than the tier 3 NLUs, and they are comparable to the tier 2 NLUs, or the upper half of the tier 2 NLUs. So now you can make the most of your remaining time. And MHCT is not uh, an exam where you will find time deficiency or a lack of time. MHCT is an examination that you can attempt all 150 questions. You can give it, take your own time. There is nobody rushing you towards your goal. Also, this is an examination which tests you more on your analytical skills, your logic, GK, grammar, than your critical reasoning skills. And you won't have a time deficiency here like you have in CLAT and AILET. You can easily attempt all 150 questions in a span of 2 hours. Yes, and also the make the most use of your remaining time. So if you're under the impression that I didn't score well in CLAT, I didn't score well in AILET, so I can't. In MHCT, that is absolutely wrong. It doesn't work that way. They are completely different papers based on the same concept, but they're very different papers. And people who've been scoring in the ranks of who've gotten ranks of 3,000 to 4,000 in CLAT also have made it to the top two law colleges in MHCT. People have scored 8,000, 6,000 ranks also in CLAT have made it to the top two law colleges in MHCT. So I think this you should make most use of your remaining time now. It becomes very important for you. Like I said, the competition is bound to increase and it's going to get harder. So the MHCT cutoffs for the top five colleges in 2022. So the MHCT, the government of Maharashtra, it has a reservation policy. So 85% of the seats in, I suppose, all colleges under MHCT, I think there are more than 150 colleges where you can get admission to in Maharashtra under the MHCT entrance examination. And the government of Maharashtra has a policy wherein 85% of the seats are reserved for Maharashtra candidates and 15% are open to the OMS category. The OMS category is the outside Maharashtra state category, and the MS category is the Maharashtra state category. So people who belong to Maharashtra or who are a domicile of Maharashtra, who are born in Maharashtra, can residents of Maharashtra, they can apply under this MS category, and then people who are not born in Maharashtra who've come from outside India can apply under the OMS category. So we have GLC Mumbai, ILS Pune, PGCL Mumbai, also the NMIMS Law School and the PGCL Law School, the Kirit P. Mehta School of Law and PGCL Law School. They're owned by the same trust. Yes, VKM's trust. So it's also a pretty good law school. Then we have the UMLA Mumbai, University of Mumbai Law Academy. Then we have the DES Navalmal Firodia Law College, Pune. These are the top five law colleges under MHCT 2022. So here we have the MS category score, we have the MS category rank. Suppose you belong to Maharashtra state, you need to have this score to get into GLC Mumbai, and you need to have this rank to get into GLC Mumbai. Then in the OMS category, you need to have this scores and you need to have these ranks to get into the top five law colleges. So as we can see here, and then these cutoffs are solely for the general category. For other categories, you can refer to Google, or you can go to the MHCT law examination website and check from there. But if you see your MS, the Maharashtra students, they have a huge edge over the other OMS category because 85% seats are reserved in their favor, and hence they can get ranks up to 400, up to 690, up 700, 1450, 1150 to get into the top five law colleges in under MHCT. But for OMS candidates, it is not as feasible because you need to have ranks under 100, under 115, 200, 300, 350 in order to get into the top five law colleges in Maharashtra under MHCT. So you need to have ranks under these numbers, and it is not a very easy thing to get. It's harder for OMS candidates to get into the top five law colleges in India, and even one mark here and there could lose you your seat in in the top five law colleges in India. And Maharashtra students have an edge here dealing with this. So the MHCT number of aspirants, so an aggregate number of 30,000 students registered for the MHCT 2022 examination, and this examination was conducted in the month of August this time in 2022, And this was also conducted when people, a lesser number of people gave this examination, as LSAT, SLAT, CLAT, AILET. All of them were already conducted earlier. Students already left for their colleges. Students already to secure admission in their respective colleges, and thus, an aggregate number of 30,000 students registered for the CT 2022 examination, and the number is expected to considerably increase in 2023 due to various factors, like I just said. The CLAT and AILET exams being held early, people now having time on their plate to solely focus on one examination. And now, because they know the concept of the examination, they know everything about the examination, they know the colleges being offered under the examination, so they're going to prepare vigorously for this examination. And I think LSLAT and ALET, SLAT and MHCET, I think around they're going to be held in the same month or something, in a very short span. So a lot of aspirants are going to give all those LSAT, SLAT, and MHCET. So it is going to become tougher here. And as we could see from the above slide, in order for students outside Maharashtra state to secure admission in the top law colleges under MHCT, they must have a rank within 300. And in order for you guys to secure the top two law colleges under MHCT, you must have a rank within 200. And considering that at each mark there are around 100 to 150 students, it becomes really tough. And the students of Maharashtra, they must have a rank of within 700 to secure the top two, to secure the top three or four law colleges under MHCT. And it is appeared by around 30,000 students, and which is, and the number is bound to increase this time, so it is gonna get harder. But and securing the top two law colleges under MHCT would require a lot of dedication from the aspirant side. You cannot afford to lose time now. Everybody would be preparing for the examination. You too must prepare for the examination. But if you're getting all panicked, tensed, and worried, you don't need to, because NLTI, the National Law Training Institute, is here with its exhaustive mentorship program in order to train all NLTI enrolled students. Well, let's talk about this program. So this, you have to pay around 2,400 for 6 months, and 500 per month. There is a Christmas offer, flat 20% off. I don't know if the offer is still there, but you have mentorship for OLETs. You have other law entrance tests. That is, you have weekly doubt clearing. All of your doubts will be cleared in the weekly doubt clearing sessions. You can get all of your doubts there. You will have daily GK quizzes. Um, so then you will have daily GK quizzes, based upon the MHCT pattern, given the unpredictable GK that it has, NLTI, or the people who already gotten in MHCT through NLTI, those toppers, they know what questions are being asked in MHCT. So then they will have a daily GK quiz for you in for enrolled students, and there will be daily doubt clearing via Telegram groups. A lot of times the aspirants get stuck onto a particular question, a particular concept, and they're not able to move forward with their preparation. But this won't happen if you're enrolled with NLTI, because there'll be daily doubt clearing sessions via Telegram chat. And then you're going to have 10 whole mocks based on other law entrance tests. 10 whole mocks you're going to have. So for SLAT, LSAT, MHCT particularly, you'll have 10 mocks based on them, and the mocks will be replicable will be very, very, very similar to the MHCT examination. Then you will have a database of OLET, other law entrance tests, past year papers. You're going to have a lot of material that the NLTI will share for you to practice on a daily basis. You're going to have past year papers. You're going to have class. Um, you're going to have data clearing. In addition to that, you're going to have a lot of study material. You're going to have just generally a lot of study material, for studying for MHCT examination, so you won't fall short of any material. And to ensure that you come in the top 100, top 50 ranks of MHCT, um, having NLTI, I think if you enroll with NLTI, you will, it I think is bound to guarantee that. And then you will have a weekly GK roundup. So all this weekly GK roundup is going to cover all events of the week, and then it's going to be an all exhaustive, comprehensive GK roundup, which is going to cover all the current affairs events of the week. And then also I will be sharing some static GK questions. A lot. I'll be sharing PDFs regarding NLT. I will be sharing PDFs regarding static GK, where you can learn static GK from the PDFs of NLTI, which is bound to help you considerably. Also, given the unpredictable nature of the examination, many aspirants they study on by their own, thinking it is going to be a very examination, a very easy one. But like I said, each mark has around 100 to 150 students competing. So I think you need to have the best of access, best of materials and resources in order to secure a top rank, especially for OMS students, as you have to have a rank under 200 to 300 in order to get into the top law colleges of the country. So I think you guys should have faith. You should register now for the MHCT examination. So here we have, um, I think the links for this are on the Telegram group. The links for the MHCT examination are on the Telegram group. You can join the Telegram channel now, the Telegram channel for other law entrance tests. We have mentors also. If you're looking for mentorship to SLAT, LSAT, and MHCT, you will have mentors from Symbiosis Law School Pune and the Jindal Global Law, the people who've topped LSAT, mentoring you, particularly for those examinations. You will have your doubts cleared by them, by the best of the best. You will have your doubts cleared by them, and then it won't be a problem for you to secure a top rank in the examination. You will be very easily be able to do that. And for more queries, you can contact Mr. Anish Gupta, and his number is provided here below. You can contact him for enrolling in the course. If you have any doubts, you can contact him. And this is for the general session today. And then again, my advice to all aspirants would be that just because you not clear CLAT or AILET, do not think you cannot clear MHCT, because like I said, if you have 3 to 4 months left now, and if you put in your entire dedication, you can definitely get into the top 3 or 4 law colleges under MHCT. And like I said, there have been people who've also gotten around 6,000, 4,000 ranks in CLAT, who've gotten into the top 2, 3, 4 law colleges under MHCT. So it is nothing new. It is again, it's the same concept. You have to revise. And if you're not a fan of logical reasoning and critical reasoning, I think this paper is a boon for you, because there won't be those questions in much. They'll be in very less quantity. There'll be very few. So I think you guys are good to go until you're enrolled with with NLTI, because you will have mocks, resources, past year papers, additional resources, and PDFs of GK and all of that. So I think yes. So then here we come to the end of the session, the MHCT session 2023. So I suggest all of you guys to please get yourselves registered in NLTI's OLET program right now and be trained by the best in order to get into your dream law college or top law colleges under MHCT. Thank you so much.